Silly old universe. The more I save it, the more it needs saving. It's a treadmill. Yes, I know they'll get it all wrong without me. Well, I suppose one more lifetime won't kill anyone. Well then, here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How is everybody doing tonight? We are here for not necessarily a joyous occasion. We're here for a rather less than joyous occasion, I would say.
Yeah.
Let's see who is. We are here for the wake of Doctor Who. Now, a lot of people may know already, but when it comes to Doctor Who, they've kind of destroyed the show a lot, and made huge issues with it, including the new stuff. But you'd think, okay, well, they already ruined it before, right? What could they possibly do now to make it worse? Oh, well, they made it worse.
Yes, they did.
Which is why we're here. To chronicle its demise. But we're going to go into that in a minute. We're going to check and see just kind of who's here. There is a possibility, and I'm going to stress the word possibility, because it's a very unlikely possibility that we may have a special guest. We might invite other people on. I would like to do that. If people are caught in the chat that are interested in Doctor Who or know about it, we might invite them, like Problem Being or whatever. But there is a very unlikely chance that we might have a very special guest. I doubt it will actually happen, but it is worth mentioning. So if that happens, I will let you guys know. But let's see who's here. We have Mr. Bug is here. He says, greetings. Greetings.
Hello, Mr. Bug.
The Great One is here. Says, hello, all.
Hello to you, too.
Darth Haster is here. Says, hello, everybody. Berserker Hoshi... I'm not going to butcher this.
Hoshigaki.
Hoshigaki. Okay, so now at least if he butchered it, it's your fault. Okay. Bunny with the keyboard is here. Says, hi. Lucamus Prime is here. Says, hello, everybody. You're here, which is kind of a given.
What?
Frankenstein's here. Says, hello. Hope you're having a nice evening. Happy Hanukkah. Yes, happy Hanukkah. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. My wife and I are Jewish.
Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Sorry.
I don't think anybody cares, but hopefully we don't get copyright struck for that. We're probably going to get copyright claimed for the opening clip, but I couldn't not do it. Lucas Prime says he's not liking the flux at all so far. Me either.
No one is.
Episode 5 uses songs to our wooden door.
But it's not supposed to work on wood.
It's not working on wood. This will be good in a dubious way. Fair. We have Kai.
Hello.
MSS is here. Nobody is here. You're streaming into the void.
Woohoo! The void.
Cool. So cool. That means is this your new handle now? You're the void? No?
Am I? Or is Kai the void?
I'm no expert. I just hear things. Writing Raven got it right. Happy Hanukkah. Chronica should be a holiday. 2 weeks of smoking weed. What the hell is the flux? Good question. We
You
don't
don't
really know
wanna know.
either. Now, we're going to stress this. My wife and I have not watched it.
No.
We have not watched. And we have no plans to. We are getting this information from secondhand sources. If this is something that bothers you, I'm sorry. But as people like to say, if you're not going to support something, don't spend your money and time on it. So that's what we were doing in regards to this, is that we're getting it from secondhand sources. Now, even with the secondhand sources, we have no clue what's going on here. So we're going to try our best to kind of give any points we can give. Now, to answer the question, what the hell is a flux? I wish I knew. But long story short, let's make this very, very clear. Long story short is, basically, the flux is some kind of
cataclysmic universal event, like end of the universe type thing, apparently.
Which is totally something completely new to Doctor Who. There's absolutely no time where that happened before.
Cough, cough, Medusa Cascade.
Cough, cough, a bunch of things. The Pandorica, the name of the Doctor, all this stuff.
The cracks in time. Hey, we even have one of the cracks over here.
Yeah, but that's just a crack. That's just a crack in the fandom.
I was gonna say in Jodie's butt, but
honey.
What?
Well, you're a woman. You can get away with that, I guess. But basically, long story short, do anybody here familiar with the Time Agency?
Yes.
From Marvel's Loki series. Well, basically, the flux is caused by the division, which is a planet. It involves a planet called Time and all this kind of stuff. But long story short is, the division is basically the Time Agency. They have controlled everything up until this point. So not only are they going to go run with the Timeless Children thing, but they're running with it and they're doubling down on it. But now it's not even that anymore. What they did now is they have decided that Tecteun. Now, Tecteun is the person who killed the little black baby doctor and literally used that to steal the secrets of regeneration. But she's also the person behind the division. Also, she's decided that the Doctor is bad now. The Doctor's being rebellious. They don't tell us what exactly that means, but we have to just going to go with that.
Yeah, because the Doctor is supposed to be a troublemaker from the beginning. He stole a TARDIS and is just having a bunch of adventures without consent from the Time Lord Council, whatever they were called. I forget.
Well, now it's even worse, because not only are they saying that they controlled everything, but they're also saying that they've controlled everything from the beginning. What beginning? Well, there's more to it. In a sense where the Doctor only remembers from William Hartnell to now. But there's been hundreds and thousands of more regenerations before that, and they conveniently wiped their memory. So the Doctor doesn't remember any of that. So all we've been seeing is literally the regeneration cycle that the Doctor actually remembers. So long story short is, there could be hundreds and billions and thousands of Doctors that have happened before, and it's okay, the Doctor just doesn't remember it. Let that sink in.
And it retcons literally every other story point, all the other Doctors, River Song, the Time War, everything is completely retconned by this one episode.
And they're also planning to kind of end the universe. But it's okay. It's okay. They're going to move to another universe. It also happens to be the universe that little black baby doctor, female black baby doctor, came from and was deposited. Now, if people don't understand this, let me kind of explain what they've done, give a little brief summary of what they've done in the past already. So this is already bad. In the past, what they did was they retconned the entire Doctor Who's backstory and pretty much made it that the Doctor was not a Time Lord. Rather, it was a little black baby girl who was left out of a portal on another planet found by Tecteun. And then during a fight when she's older, she falls and dies and regenerates. And so instead of saying, wow, this is spectacular, the Tecteun says, great, I can murder my child over and over and over again,
And
which they do.
And through that, discover the secret of regeneration and thus create the Time Lords.
So in other words, the Doctor was never a Time Lord, and the Time Lords were only Time Lords because the Doctor literally took and they took the Doctor and killed her a bunch of times, killed him. I'm going to say him.
Yeah, because originally it was that you become a Time Lord by staring into the time vortex.
Yeah, but now that's okay. It's not a thing anymore. It was all the Doctor. So not only do they do that, they've ruined it. So now that the Doctor, William Hartnell's no longer the first Doctor, all this stuff, and the Doctor was never a Time Lord. But now they've gone even further and said that there's been thousands and millions of regenerations before the Doctor, and that the Doctor just doesn't remember it. Also, that they're going to reboot the universe. And the plan is, and this is what I've heard, so I'm not saying this is for sure, but the plan is
they're going to make Jodie the new first Doctor.
They're going to reboot the universe and leave the universe behind and start a brand new universe with Jodie as the first Doctor.
Horrible idea.
That is what we've heard. And we also get to see the Doctor's parents, apparently. They're strongly hinted. I don't know much about that. I don't really care. I heard the first part, and I was enough for me to make this. Normally today we would have gone and made our video, but we decided instead to literally do this because I am pissed.
I don't blame you, love.
I am pissed. People may not know this, but for Doctor Who, for me, was my favorite TV show ever. Ever. And I got introduced to it by a friend of mine who unfortunately is no longer with us. She passed away. She had cystic fibrosis and a transplant did not go over well. And she passed away. And obviously, while I would like to have her back, I'm kind of in a weird way glad that she passed away around the time of the Tale of Two Doctors, which part of the clip of which I used in our opening. And at least she didn't have to see what has become of this. Now, obviously, that I'm saying that loosely. I don't obviously want. I don't honestly didn't want her to pass away, but it is what it is. But this is just disrespectful. This is terrible. I had a little bit of grain of hope reinstilled in me with the idea that Russell T Davies was coming back. I thought maybe we could at least, even if he didn't change what happened already, if he did something, it'd be okay.
Yeah, he gave a lot of us hope that the franchise could be saved, however remotely. He could be the one to turn it around because he did back in 2005. So there was hope. There was just a little bittest glimmer of hope, and now it's gone. There is no hope anymore for this. Doctor Who is officially dead.
Look, some people may say differently, but at this point, honestly, I think it doesn't matter that Russell T Davies is coming back. I think the show is beyond repair.
I agree.
Beyond repair. Let's see what you guys are saying. You guys are saying, Timeless Child destroys River Song Story. Supposed to see regeneration from be conceived in the time vortex. No. It got it from the Doctor. The Doctor's source of all of it. Psst.
So in other words, the Doctor is the time vortex.
I don't know anymore.
And I don't even care. I love River. River's a badass. Why would they retcon River? Sorry.
Because they don't care anymore. This is the thing, and this is something I specifically wanted to bring up, is this is no longer just we hate the fans. This is literally, they are doing this for one reason and one reason only. Not just to stick it to the fans, but they are doing it because they believe that they are the moral superiors. They believe that what they have to say is more important than anything we have to say. So, it doesn't matter what we want to see from our media and our television and whatever. They don't care. What they believe is that we should want to see what they want us to see. So it doesn't matter anymore that we want X, Y, or Z. They don't care. They know that that would get them money, but they don't want that. They think that we should want gender politics, identity politics, all this garbage thrown in. That's what they think that we should be wanting. So they don't care whether it does well or not anymore. All they want to do is push this because they think that if they keep pushing it and they keep putting more in and more in and more in, eventually people will accept it. That's what they want.
Yes, but that's not at all how it works. And they don't I don't understand why they can't figure that out. It's not working. Do something that we actually want to see.
Frankenstein says, I'm glad I stopped watching the show before the 13th Doctor came on. This is fluxed up. Yep.
That's putting it mildly.
Didn't the universe end with the time with the 11th Doctor reset it? Doesn't matter anymore.
That got retconned.
Also, not the 11th Doctor, because there's been thousands before, so who knows what Doctor this is. Lucas Price says, honestly, I think this Flux series is a sign that they should stop continuing with the show. I'm going to stick with Tennant's era. Look, to me, Capaldi was the last Doctor.
Yeah, Capaldi was a great Doctor, and they kicked him out. He was signed on for 4 full seasons, and they kicked him out after 2 so they could bring in Jodie.
Yeah, he did not want to leave. He wanted to stay.
And you
And
can hear it in his voice and his regeneration scene. He was absolutely devastated. And because of this, he has even said that he's not going to come back.
Yeah, he's not going to come back anymore.
Justice for Capaldi!
Look, I think that The Tale of Two Doctors is where Doctor Who ended. I'm not saying Capaldi's seasons were the best. They were not at all.
They were horribly written, but he did well with what he had.
Yes, but also in a sense where, yeah, exactly. He brought a special air of the Doctor into the show. Now, we have a bunch of comments. I see a bunch of more people are here, so I'm going to get through them as quick as I can. This is reactions to what they're planning to do. With Joey's most horrible season because they brought back classic villains. Yeah, but even then, I didn't want to watch it.
They didn't even know what to do with their classic villains.
Rip Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I missed your opening clip. I only came in at 3, 2, 1. I can re-show it. I kind of have it, but we'll have to stop before the end. But let's get through first. We have Mayor McCheese is here with some coffee.
Hello.
Doctor Who is beyond repair. I'm not continuing after the Flux. I'm not continuing. I wasn't even starting with the Flux. I knew it was going to be crap.
I stopped watching after the first episode with Jodie. Mostly because I didn't have access to anymore, but it was still.
I watched all of Jodie's first season. I gave it a chance. So nobody here can tell me, and I've had people tell me, nobody in the comments or anything afterward this is uploaded can tell me that I just don't like Jodie. I gave her first season a full watch through. Sip on that. I wasn't the biggest fan of River. She was mysterious, something she gave me to work with. I love River. I almost missed Clara. Yeah, I would love more of that.
Truthfully, I was kind of upset that she didn't actually die.
Capaldi's final scene really felt like he was saying goodbye to the fans. Yeah.
He was. He really was.
Doctor, I let you go. Tim's talk is here. It says, hail Gothic Therapy. Hail, Tim.
Hail to you, Tim.
Nice for dropping by. We have, it's not a doctor. Capaldi is in a coma and dreaming in this nightmare. I wish. Justice for Capaldi, yep.
Make that a thing. Get it trending.
I like Capaldi as a doctor, but I couldn't stand Bill Potts. Oh my god, don't even get me started with Bill Potts.
What the hell was Bill Potts?
I don't want to know.
Me neither.
Peter Capaldi did the Audible workbook for Watership Down. He's quite talented if you want to hear him as a kind of narrator. Maybe. T. Karubkin, I believe, says, Happy Hanukkah, guys. Happy Hanukkah
Thank
to
you.
you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Twice Upon a Time, it was a perfect ending. Oh yeah, I think it was a Tale of Two Doctors. It wasn't a Tale of Two Doctors.
Which one was Twice Upon a Time? I don't remember.
I think that was the last one. I think it was or I don't remember. I think it was. Jodie's first season was so boring. Exactly. Oh, the end thing was they were fighting against the villain that she had fought at the beginning of the season. But wait, he's trying to harness the power of the most powerful evil creatures ever. The Ooks. That's
Huh.
what they're called. The Ooks. Yes. Guess what? Guess what? Angry Jody stands who are angry in the comments. I know what the first season's about. Shocking. I watched it.
What
So
the hell are the Ooks?
I have no idea, but they were garbage. They
Their
were
name
super
is
powerful
garbage.
characters that only appeared because the plot needed them to.
Lame.
I would 100% have River Song to Jody, so since we can only have the one thanks to the time of child, no contest. The only things I like with Jody are the Dalek specials.
Didn't
they were
also ruin
okay.
Daleks? I heard, didn't they give Daleks boobs?
I don't know.
I'm
waiting for female Daleks. I'm waiting for female Daleks. I know they're coming.
They are totally coming.
But I'm sorry, if they do...
Watch, female Centaurans are even coming.
No, wait. If they do make Daleks, I'm sorry, petition... If they make female Daleks, petition to call them Karens. I will exterminate you, white males.
I will call your manager.
Take me to your manager. Oh yeah, but the first, 4th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctors. I like the 10th, 4th, and 12th Doctors best. 4th Doctor's a fan of everybody.
Yeah, my favorite really is Matt Smith.
I watched season one with Jody. I didn't stay to watch it get gutted. Yeah. Kai, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. You let us know. I'll shoot you a link.
Please, we want guests.
We do want guests, and I mean, obviously, you probably haven't watched the stuff, but even just having someone else to discuss
to talk
with
to and help us vent. Please let us send you a link.
So if you want to, no pressure. Twice Upon a Time was Kylie's final episode. Yeah, okay, so that was what it was called.
Okay.
I feel bad for her. I think she's the best playing Doctor. He has terrible writing to work with. Yes, I agree, but I also disagree, and I'll explain why.
She doesn't try.
Yes, exactly. She didn't try. She literally went and basically just didn't even care. She admitted that she never even watched an episode of Doctor Who before before playing the character. How could you not?
If you want the best example of an actor who's a fan of something playing the character, watch The Witcher on Netflix. Henry Cavill is an actual fan of the Witcher TV series. He is one of us. He's a gamer, a nerd, built his own PC, then played a game on it, played The Witcher on it, in fact. And when he heard that they were going to make a live-action TV series of The Witcher, he called his agent and begged to have that role, and he didn't care how much he was paid, even if he got paid nothing, because he wanted to do the character justice. And it is an amazing TV series because of Henry. Take notes, Jody.
Yeah. Sorry, I just sent Kai a link because he said he might cop up in a bit.
All right.
Mr. Bug, are you asking for a link? Because we'll send you one. If you want.
Please. I don't think I've vented this much before on a live stream. I apologize for all my yelling.
I'm not going to hold enough. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to hold back because I'm about to let loose because I'm really angry.
Everybody guard your ears. He will get loud.
You people don't really realize that I'm very good at controlling my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But look, I've loved this show. Not just because of the show and the messages it gave, but because of what it meant to me. I had a long period of my life where I had gone through a bunch of crap. But at the end of the day, I knew that I had Doctor Who to come back to. I related to the show, even Capaldi. But I felt like this was something that I could relate to, something that I could keep going. Because when I was in my deepest, darkest moments, that I was able to rise up just like the Doctor did, without violence, without anything. I was able to do that. But now, what do we have?
We have
companions that don't do anything. They sit around and do nothing. A person who's playing the main character of the show. I don't even care that she's a female. I think the experiment failed. But I don't care that she's a female. What I don't like is that she couldn't even get off her ass and watch a single episode of Doctor Who before being a character with 50 plus years of a legacy. 50 plus years. And your excuse is, I just didn't feel like it. Bullcrap.
You can say shit, honey. It's okay.
I'm trying to be careful.
You don't have to be. We're live.
I'm trying to be careful specifically because we're live. But okay, as I said, I can't relate to this show anymore. That's the biggest crime. I had envisioned showing my children this show. I had envisioned showing this show to teach my children how to be upstanding, moral people. Now, the doctor's an alien. It's not normal. It's not whatever. Fine. I understand that. But I was going to use this as a kind of way to show them, look at what you can do if you put your mind to it. But now, there's not even anything worth salvaging to me. I can't even watch old episodes of Doctor Who anymore because I think about it and I think it's just like The Last Jedi. I think, what does it matter? What does any of it matter? It just leads back to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's disappointing. And I messaged the BBC. I emailed them.
Oh, yes. I remember this.
And they sent me the generic copy and paste thing about how it doesn't matter about William Hartnell. How about now? Huh?
Does it matter now?
How about now? What's that, BBC? Oh, we should defund you? We should. Defund the BBC.
But it's never been better editorially.
Well, you could take it editorially and shove that editorial up your ass. I think it would be a better script than what we have now, let's be honest.
Don't insult shit scripts, and don't insult things that get shoved up asses.
Rogue Dizzy says, I can't stay long. Early day tomorrow. Look forward to the replay. Have a great stream. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Was that to the rant or to be sending you a link? Because I can send you a link still if you want. Up to you. Miss a day when the show was actually hyped for a Doctor Who episode. Yeah, me too. I used to rewatch the show. I was rewatching it, and I can't even bring myself to watch it, and I miss it. Yes. I miss it so much.
Same. I remember having to watch it on Amazon Prime because Netflix got rid of it, and I would have to wait a full year for a new season when the new season had already ended. It was very frustrating.
Yeah, defund the BBC. Does anyone else like Missy? She was so good as this new master. Yes.
Oh, I loved Missy. She was great.
Mr. Bug would like a link. I'll shoot him off one. But yeah, I liked Missy. I would gladly at this point take Moffat. I miss Moffat. We're so sorry.
Moffat's run was actually decent. Chibnall, I don't know what the fuck he is thinking. But
he's not thinking.
Can we please Blood Eagle him? Can we please Bloody Eagle him?
What does that mean? I don't want to know.
You may just want to Google it, honey. It's not something that can be showed on screen.
If it's not something that can be showed on screen, then why are we talking about it? I'm taking away your mic privileges. Okay. Here's what I have to say about this honey. Bad kitty. Bad kitty.
I want to Blood Eagle him.
No, bad kitty. Bad.
I'll just ask Viking to help me. I'm sure he'll do it.
Bad kitty. Bad.
Viking, Stone Loki, and anyone else who believes in Valhalla. Oh, Frankenstein, you can help me.
Hey, we have Mr. Bug.
Hi, Mr. Bug. Want to help me, Blood Eagle? Do you want to help me, Blood Eagle, Chris? No.
Sure.
Sweet.
No, don't endorse it. Do I have to take your mic away again?
No.
Then behave.
We already had enough problems with my mic, honey. I don't need you taking away the one that actually works.
As a MGTOW man, I've got most wonderful news. Hello, Dino. Oh. We have a happy Hanukkah to you, Master Raven. Happy Hanukkah to you as well, Dino. I'm not sure exactly what you were saying there, but always rewatch Soul and Earth Journey's End, my favorite episodes. Oh, I love those. And The end of time. Oh, I love that. Now I just wish that this show would end in time, not in
wait,
time.
honey,
now.
we didn't even get up to the part where they brought Tech Tayun into the end of time arc.
Oh, yeah. So, also, well, they didn't bring her in. Long story short, you may remember at the end of time, where this was involving the Master and Tenant and whatever, where he will knock 3 times. Basically, they decided that there was a certain point where they were going to bring the Doctor's mother into it, and you see a woman who's like covering her eyes like the weeping angels, and they've made very clear that that's the Doctor's mother. Only now we know who it really was.
Tech Tayun.
Tech Tayun. So that's what they're going to say. So now they're trying to ruin everything. Raven went really dark. Exactly why I took away her might privileges.
Hey.
Just hex him. I vote for that option.
He's not worthy of a hex. A hex is too good for him. Not even a curse will do.
Like he probably knows how to do it. No.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'll ask him. It's a Viking execution.
Shivamal's punishment should be exiling from cinema and TV. No, I'm sorry.
No, that's too good for him because he'll just get to do something else to destroy something we love. He needs to die.
No. Do you know what I think his punishment should be?
What, dear?
His punishment should be having a more competent writer come in while he has to stand there and have no power and watch them retcon his garbage right in front of his face.
So
make it all a dream, make it all stupid, and basically make it that make Jodie into a villain and make the Doctor destroy the imposter. That's what I would do.
So a castration of pride?
Pretty much, but he'd have to be worthy of having pride, which he doesn't.
True, and he doesn't even have anything to castrate.
I'm not a Doctor Who fan. He locked me in a space prison.
What do you think about all this,
he will knock
Bug?
4 times. Yes. Sorry, I said
What
3.
do you think about all this, Mr. Bug? Sorry, we haven't let you speak yet.
No, it's fine. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly a Doctor Who fan. I only really first started hearing about it right around 2014, and that was just because my girlfriend was a big fan, so I would just hear things here or there. And then, you just kind of learn stuff through nerd osmosis, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Nerd
true.
osmosis.
And I
like
haven't
that.
kept track of it. And then I remember hearing about how they were looking for a female doctor, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really care at the time. But now hearing about it, it's just like, wow.
Yeah,
and
they
especially
screwed it up.
hearing how they're taking tips from Loki, and it's just like, oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
I think it gets even worse, honestly.
They literally ruined like everything. They literally have, and one of the things that I think I forget who it was who said it. I apologize. But basically, on one of the comments here, one of the episodes, she has a companion, Graham, who mentions that he had cancer and he's scared of getting it back. Right?
Yeah, that part.
And
oh,
you
God.
think the Doctor would have some brilliant speech, whatever.
Because the Doctor
No.
is supposed to be extremely compassionate. Hell, he has 2 hearts.
Well, no, it doesn't matter because Jodie says, I know I should say something nice and whatever, but I'm a bit socially awkward, so I'm just going to walk over here and fiddle with the TARDIS. I kid you not, that's what she does.
That's actually what she said. To a guy who was afraid of getting cancer back.
And here's another thing. And this one bothered me. At the end of the Timeless Children, this is something that bothers me also. I am telling you that is literally not the Doctor, and I'll tell you why. Because in the end of time, right, he will knock 4 times. Who does it turn out to be? We think it's the Master? No. It's Wilf. It's Donna's grandfather. He's trapped in a machine that's going to kill him. He's old, right? So he realizes that the only way to get him out is to vent it into the other compartment, but the Doctor would have to go in there. And so he's like, no. Graham's like, no, leave me. You have so much more to live for. I'm old. I don't need whatever. And the Doctor says, no, you are worth the sacrifice. So he goes in.
He said, it is my honor.
Is my honor. And Wilf's telling him, no, please don't. and he does it anyways, and it kills him.
Yes, causes him to regenerate into Matt Smith, number 11.
But wait for this. At the end of time, basically what happened is, sorry, not the end of time, at the Timeless Children.
The one that retconned everything.
With the Cyber Time Lords, which
Ugh.
freaking can't believe they did that.
It's
Did you
so
hear about
dumb.
this, Mr. Bug? They made Cyber Time Lords.
Even with my limited knowledge, that just sounds stupid.
Basically, the whole thing about the Cybermen is that they take human brains and put them into machines. And for some reason, they decided that doing it with Time Lord body parts would make the Cybermen immortal.
I just realized something funny.
What?
So, first off, that makes no sense to them doing it, because if they can regenerate over and over and over again, doesn't that, and they don't have a limit technically because the Doctor, they stole it from the Doctor, wouldn't that mean the Cybermen would just keep regenerating? And the Time Lords would keep regenerating, so the Cybermen could never actually use them? But no, we don't care about logic, right?
They're supposed to take the brains while the human is still alive,
but
so that
if they killed the person, wouldn't they regenerate right then and there?
Oh, God,
if it's a Time Lord brain, then probably yeah. At this point,
no, but cyber Time Lords, that's what we need. Oh, but wait.
Ugh.
So, how is Jodie going to win? She's fighting against the Master, right? She's like, how is she going to win? I'm trapped in my memories. What do I do? Right? Disposable old man comes in and says, it's okay, I have a bomb. I'm going to go blow myself up. And you'd think the Doctor, given the fact that Wilf, he had sacrificed himself for Wilf, would be like, no, I can't let you do that, right? Joey's like, okay, bye.
And runs.
Lets the poor old man blow himself up.
And run away like a scared, selfish chicken. What do you think, Mr. Bug?
That's the Doctor.
I hear the pain in your voice, Mr. Bug. Is this as bad or almost as bad as Batwoman?
Oh, I feel like it's cutting it pretty close. I think with Batwoman, there's a slight exception because Batwoman hasn't been around too long, and she's it just started as bad and just got more worse. But with Doctor Who, obviously, you have decades and decades of this very strong continuity and lore that's like very impressive for a show like that to keep going. And then you just have a couple of toddlers just come in and go, hey, this looks nice. Destroy it.
It's worse. It's worse than Batwoman.
I'd say yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I want to highlight this. Buddy with the keyboard mentions it is possible to kill a time so they can't regenerate. Remember when the astronaut shot in Levin in the middle of a regeneration cycle? Yes.
Yes, I do.
The Cybermen have to harvest living brains to create Cybermen. So in order to literally do that, right, they would have to ultimately kill the person while they're regenerating. But wouldn't that therefore kill their brain?
Yes.
And then they wouldn't be able to become cyber.
Yes. Literally, what happens with the Cybermen is you don't actually get to see the brain being removed, but you can hear the people screaming as their skulls are being sawed into. And their brains and spinal cords are literally being ripped out of their bodies from the head.
Dino says, sadly, no, Dr. 13 is a feminist. They hold no compassion or respect. She'd make a good Cyberman.
I am so glad I am not a feminist. I'm a woman, and I am not a feminist. Thank God! Seriously, thank you, God!
Trip to see Mary Shelley, the writer of Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Do not get me started on that one. There was a time when I wanted an episode with Edgar Allan Poe. Because the last few days before Edgar Allan Poe's death are actually lost to history. And I wanted, for the longest time, an episode of the Doctor interacting with Edgar Allan freaking Poe. One of my very first inspirations for writing. I wanted to see them interact before Edgar died. And now I am terrified that they're going to do it because of what they did to Mary Shelley. Oh, God. It would have been such a good episode if they could have done it right.
Okay, hold on. I just got an interesting message I have to go look at.
From who?
You know who.
Oh, the other person you originally sent the link to, isn't it?
Yep.
Is he coming on?
Plot thickens.
No, he can't. He says,
Sadness!
he says, I'll be there. Paul just can't make it tonight.
No! Oh, well. At least he responded. Sadness. Would have been awesome to have him.
Well, we have another guest here, and he's nice too, right?
True. Come on in.
What?
Are they sending them in? Oh wait, you're talking about Mr.
I was
Bug.
talking about
Kai
Mr.
isn't
Bug,
doing
who
it.
you
Oh.
Sorry,
completely
I thought Kai
conveniently
was coming
ignored.
I was like, oh wait, there's another guy. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it was. I don't know if I should say who it was, but people could probably guess. But they would have actually come on. That's what they
Mhm.
said.
That would have been fun.
That would have been awesome.
I can neither confirm nor deny. That's all I have to say. Subhuman is here. Hey. Thanks for
Hello,
coming by.
Subhuman.
I still think it'd be interesting to have Jodie not confirm as a doctor, still have the previous doctor just throwing her ass. Here's the thing: they could actually save this. Do you know how they could save this?
How could they save
There's
it, love?
one way they could save it that would actually work.
Make it all a dream?
No, they could make Jodie the Valiard. It's an evil version of the Doctor that's seen. It's seen like way early on in the early days of Doctor Who.
Yeah, and there are references to it. The Great Intelligence referenced it when speaking with 11.
Yeah.
So you would propose that they essentially just turn
Jodie into a villain, and
The
make
evil
it
version of the
like,
Doctor.
This
so
explains
literally
everything.
reverse
She was,
Flash.
Yeah, basically, but it's still the same person. Just an evil personality. The Valiard.
yeah, but they won't do that.
Of course they won't do that because it's a good idea, and they hate good ideas with a passion.
Sorry, I saw this comment before, and I didn't actually. You guys will be pleased to write my own Doctor Who special. All the doctors come together to fight the dogs, and don't include Jodie. Can they come together and fight a Dalek that literally has Jodie inside of it, or like whatever remains of
Yeah,
her?
can they
Because
blow
let's
her
be
up?
honest. Let's be honest. All she needs is a freaking metal dress, and she'd be a Dalek.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She has the lack of emotions down very well.
Uh-huh.
The New York Times we can focus on that nurse. I doubt the white males like Poe. Yeah, fair enough. The Doctor met Agatha Christie. I love her books. Yeah, and they.
I remember that. Oh, Agatha Christie, you always scare me every time. Well, most of the time. Well, once or twice. Well, once, but it was a good one.
Some humans say stop watching Doctor Who in the middle of Capaldi's run. You lucked out. Oh, I actually meant I basically pretend Jodie doesn't exist in my special. It's a good idea. Oh, actually,
yes, I'd be happy to read that special or watch it if you're going to make it a movie. I don't care. I
honey,
want a script. Yes, love?
he reacted to my response.
What did
and
you
then
say?
and then he corrected himself.
Oh, so
no, he corrected himself. Like he misspelled something. So he said he can't make it tonight, which is fine.
Damn
but
it.
the fact he said he would,
just not tonight, meaning he would in a future stream of ours.
Yeah, let me show this
Awesome.
intro because some people weren't here. This was the clips that I used at the beginning. I just felt they were very heartfelt. I know this is going to get us copyright claimed, but I am going to show this quickly.
Do it.
Oh, there it is. Silly old universe. The more I save it, the more it needs saving. It's a treadmill. Yes, I know they'll get it all wrong without me. Well, I suppose one more lifetime won't kill anyone.
Well then, here we go.
Yeah, so that's for anybody who didn't see it before.
But isn't there also a thing with Time Lords is that they can choose not to regenerate when they're about to die?
I guess.
No, that happened with the Master, remember? The year that never was?
But then he did regenerate anyways because...
Well, they used like some kind of Time Lord magic to bring him back, but but Ten was saying, regenerate, please regenerate, and he didn't. The master chose not to regenerate. Wasn't the whole thing about the Tale of Two Doctors that Hartnell was saying he didn't want to regenerate? And Capaldi convinced him to?
Hold on. I say, Ray, we're really happy to hear. I'll be reading one of her books hopefully this week.
Yay! Which one? You don't have to tell me. You can tell me
Well,
privately.
considering that got mentioned, just because
Yay!
we
A
can,
plug-in!
we're gonna shameless plug. Here you go.
I am Dracula.
Now available only on Wattpad.
Good story.
No,
It's currently frozen at 819 views.
Oh yes, they used the weird cult thing to return from that. Yeah, that was didn't amount to kill him. Yeah, it did kill him. It did kill him. It's been a while since I've watched it again. I can't bring myself to watch it anymore.
Yeah,
I really wish I could. I really miss the good, and my wife and I need to catch up on old Doctor Who, too. But
the only of old classic Who that I've ever really watched was back when Netflix had some classic collections. So the only episodes I saw of Hartnell were the 4 Aztec ones.
Dino says, "I'm curious how you would react to an American Doctor decanonizing and killing her. I would be ecstatic. I'd throw a party.
I would welcome it.
I would throw a party. We would literally be celebrating.
Mm-hmm. We would make it a holiday.
I would literally purposely trigger Jody stands on purpose to get them to all come in here. We'd all laugh at them.
In Judaism, we celebrate when we kill our enemies, so we'd make it a holiday."
Ten said he didn't want to go, but he did anyways. Yeah, I think it was something that he couldn't do. He needed to vent the radiation, and there was no way to do so.
Yeah.
So he had no choice. That was what's different.
Mm-hmm.
And the great one here is showing work. Thank you.
My Wattpad link, if anybody wants to read some awesome writing that is actually good writing and does not involve any wokeness, shipping, or pandering.
Wonder how they'll handle Jody's death. Okay, this is going to be
They will deny it ever happened.
Oh, no. Wait, this is hilarious, okay?
Oh.
I've seen people were already reacting to this. People are angry because they're saying, oh, well, Russell T. Davies is coming back, and if people want to come back into the fandom after when he does the judge, we're not going to let them because they're not allowed to, because we decided that because they didn't like Jodie, we don't let them back in. Excuse you? We've liked it for 50 plus years. You just came in for like 3 seasons? How about we decide if you get to be part of the fandom, huh? Isn't that how it works?
It was our fandom first.
Ironic gatekeeping.
No, but it's like, we get to gatekeep you because we decided.
It was ours first. Get out.
Oh, wait. Kai says, I know how they can fix Doctor Who with a new season. Let me get my camera plugged in. Oh, he's going to come on.
Yay!
I felt that with Capaldi's acting. Yes, I did too. Capaldi got the real short end of a stick, but he was a Doctor Who fan.
He was.
Wrote in.
He wanted to play the Doctor so badly, which is why he was devastated when they kicked him out. Justice for Capaldi!
Let me address Dino's question here. He says, I'm still curious, why is the Master do evil stuff was his motivation? He's psychotic. He stared into the time vortex and it made him go crazy, and he hears the sounds of drums in his head. He hears bum, 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 bum,
the heartbeat of a time
all the
lord.
time. So he literally hears that all the time. So it literally makes him go crazy.
Imagine hearing a cosmic rhythmic sound forever. It would drive you insane.
So basically Twitter.
Yeah.
My headcanon is Matt Smith is getting forgetful. Capaldi had mental issues. Jodie is incurably insane for so many regens, and the TARDIS makes our official people like yes, which is why she doesn't see real at all. It's just dementia. I wish.
I like
Kills Jodie. Jodie shouts, misogyny! Ree!
I just like just from the clip you showed of Capaldi ending, there was one line that he said there that just kind of caught my attention, where he just goes, it's like, oh, I know they'll get it wrong without me. It's like, oh, that's a foreshadowing if I ever saw it.
Yes, that's why I put it in there.
Yes, because I have a very strong feeling he was talking about the future of Doctor Who.
His last line is literally, Doctor, I let you go.
Ugh. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
He knew
He was
they were about to
he
destroy it.
knew. He knew.
He knew they were about to destroy it. He was
He
warning
signed
us.
on for 4 seasons. They kicked him out. They
After
forcibly
2.
ejected him from the show because they wanted to bring in the female doctor. And he was like, I want to stay. I signed on for longer. And they're like, no, we don't want you to stay. You need to go. So
Because you're a straight white male.
They kicked him out. He was a fan. He wrote into the BBC, like in a newspaper. There's literally a newspaper clipping of him literally with like showing that like he wrote in when he was really young about Doctor Who that he was a huge fan and he did a great job.
Yes.
And they literally said, we don't want you anymore. Get out of here.
That would destroy anyone. I
And so
feel sad just hearing it.
Yeah. Paulie is such a great actor. Yes. He is.
Yes, he is.
Basically
definitely.
Twitter. Yep. Beats Masters because of Time Warriors put that link to him so they could get back the episode with Rassilon. Yes, but
yes.
they originally said that, but also is because that noise drove him insane, though. So technically that is true.
Yes, the noise, they implanted the noise as a beacon so that they could bring Gallifrey out of the time lock. But them doing so when he was still a child is what drove him insane.
Capaldi played the Doctor in a school play. I have not heard that. I
have not heard of that either.
But like he was a fan, like an actual fan. Like he loved the show so much. And they literally forcibly ejected him early because they didn't want him to stay. They wanted the female doctor. They thought it was so more important to virtue signal. So when he's there, when he's making those lines and saying those lines, he doesn't want to leave. He wants to continue. And they're forcing him out. So when he's saying those things, he means them. He has the emotions with them. So he's not just pretending.
He's not acting.
He's not acting. He is literally showing what he's feeling in that moment.
Yes. That's why it's such an
they'll
emotional
get it all
scene.
wrong without me. Doctor, I let you go. And he also has this whole thing. Let me see if I can find it. I want to actually find it if
Never
I can.
be cruel, never be cowardly?
Yeah, let me see. I had it earlier. Yeah, hold on. I think so I can find it. Hold on. I don't know. It's probably picking up stuff in my background, isn't it?
Don't know. All I'm hearing is my computer going
I'm
from
just
a hard-driven
hearing a
CPU.
sleeping cat. That's all I'm hearing.
How is Junker?
He's fine, sleeping, enjoying life, occasionally clawing my leg.
Sounds like a cat.
Yes.
Honey, you're still muted.
Here, let's watch this together. Let me actually remove this and then stop that, and then we're going to add it back in because it needs to have the share system audio. Okay, let's watch this, guys. We're going to get copyright claimed up crazy, but who cares?
Yeah.
It's worth it. Here,
Worth it.
this is the last thing before Doctor Who literally before it ends for me.
Before
this is where
it
it
died.
ends. Let me actually turn off that banner too, just so you guys can see it. Here we go.
Oh, there it is. Silly old universe. The more I save it, the more it needs saving. The treadmill. Yes, I know they'll get it all wrong without me. Well, I suppose one more lifetime won't kill anyone. But except me. You wait a moment, Doctor. Let's get it right. I've got a few things to say to you. Basic stuff first. Never be cruel, never be cowardly, and never ever eat pears. Remember, hate is always foolish, love is always wise. Always try to be nice, and never fail to be kind. Oh, and you mustn't tell anyone your name. No one would understand it anyway. Except... Except... children. Children can hear it. Sometimes, if their hearts are in the right place, and the stars are too, children can hear your name. Ah! But nobody else. Nobody else. Laugh hard. Run fast. Be kind. Doctor, I let you go.
I feel like I'm about to cry.
That was the end of
That
Doctor Who
hurt
for
me.
me.
That
What was
actually
your
kind of
bad?
got me. That kind of got me. I'm not gonna lie.
Capaldi is literally the Doctor. He literally knew the character, but
He
that was
embodied
him.
it so well.
That was him, literally being him.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. And literally, never be cruel, never be cowardly, be kind, whatever. It's like, Jodie, you had one job.
One fucking job. And you all screwed it up!
You literally had one job. As Buddy with the Keyboard says. And show some basic sympathy if someone has cancer, you useless brat. Exactly. He's the soul of the Doctor, the last Doctor. The series' original heart dies with this Doctor. Yes.
Yes, it does.
Pizza Meters of that Doctor. The music was
Yes.
a perfect addition to that scene. Yeah.
It's sad.
That's just like...
The Doctor told Martha, Time Lords look into the vortex. Some become inspired, some run away, some go mad. When Martha asks which he was, Ten says, the ones who ran away, he never stopped.
I remember that.
Yeah, but Mr. Bug, you were saying something, sorry.
Yeah, it's just like what he's like going through that whole list of like, you know, these things for the next one to go over. You know, he's like, hey, look, you gotta do this, this, and this, and just, you know, granted, I've never watched the show. I've only seen like the occasional clips or people talk about it, and it's just seeing that it's just like, oh wow, it's like he didn't want to go. You know, and he tried to instill the best advice he could, but it's like that got ignored the second he was gone, and it's just like you have this cruel caricature that's not even the real character, you know. Like I
Not even a
felt that
shell.
with a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Parrot Head is here. It says, hail, Parrot
Hello,
Head. Nice
Parrot
of you to
Head.
come by. I miss times when I used to draw dogs to do dog impressions. I even collected action figures. I wish I could be a passionate Whovian like back then, but not anymore. Do you want to hear one of the most sad things ever? There is a Doctor Who fan who literally has the world record for the biggest Doctor
Yes.
collection. He literally wrote into Nerdrotic and basically said that he's selling his collection. That years and years. This is the biggest world record collection. And he
Guinness
is
Book of
literally
World
getting rid of it.
Records for the largest collection of Doctor Who collectibles.
Yes, and he literally sold it all after seeing this Doctor Who. But no, it's okay. We're all just bigots and hate it, right? Isn't that what it is? Isn't that what they're trying to push?
Apparently.
Yes,
It's
I'm
just-
sorry. It's stupid.
It is. Like, it's just all these. Like, I've seen a few clips of Jodie, you know, like, I've seen the, I guess, infamous, if I'm doing it right, when Jodie encounters someone who goes, like, oh, the Doctor's a man. And she goes, I had an upgrade.
That was
Like,
stupid.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, like, the only thing I could compare this to is, since Loki is being apparently used as a reference note, apparently, when they whip out Lady Loki, the first thing she says when we revealed what she looks like, you know, she says, this isn't about you, and it's just like, oh, that we're gonna go in for that one, aren't we?
Yeah, and Lady Loki's supposed to have black hair, not supposed to be a blonde. They literally made Lady Loki look like Jodie.
I saw a video. I saw Mahler and a couple of the EFAB crew do a video where someone was saying, well, like how Loki was the way to fix modern Doctor Who, and I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
Well, there actually was a moment in the Loki show, apparently, that was actually good. It was when they had multiple Lokis from different timelines.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one who was the comic accurate Loki, that old guy.
Yeah,
he played it well. Like, kind of like Capaldi.
Yeah, he was. As someone who's watched that show, like, yeah, it was fun getting that. You had like Kid Loki, the old Richard E. Grant.
Yes,
that's what his name.
That's his name.
There's a third party company who's making like a 1/6 scale figure of that version of Loki.
Nice.
And I'm tempted because it's like, I don't buy that, but I would get it.
Yeah.
And they even have, you know, then there's of course Alligator Loki, which I thought was probably the best thing in the entire show. Even
Did
my
he
thumbnail. No, he doesn't speak. Like, everyone talks to him, but he just does normal alligator roars and bites people.
Huh. It would have been funnier if it were a talking alligator, kind of like Throg.
They did show him for like 3 seconds.
Throg?
Yeah, there was like they had the Froggy Thor, and then even the Thanos helicopter in one bit. Honestly, there were very small tidbits of the show. Like with the other Disney Plus stuff, there was like at least the first few episodes were okay, but then they just deteriorated. Loki was just like right out of the gate. Hey, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts, you know, because that one I would say is the best comparison with Doctor Who, with continuity just getting thrown out the window. Because there's this moment where Loki's captured by the Time Cop organization, you know, and he's trying to find the damn Infinity Stone he has, and they'll go, "Oh, you mean that?" Well, opens up a drawer, and there's like 50 different Infinity Stones, and they just use them as paperweights.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just like one single frame, and it was just the middle finger to 10 years of everything that was built up. You know, like, oh, all the people that died, sacrificed, all the stories and moments.
Okay.
You know,
now
that
take
were
that
given for these things.
Now take that emotion, Mr. Bug.
Yeah.
And imagine it was 50 years of building up.
I can imagine that it would be a very like horrific pain, especially to that guy who had the world's biggest collection of Who memorabilia.
Exactly.
Like, I'm going
to interrupt for just a second because Lucas Prime says he's going to go to bed. To take care of summarize thoughts of the situation. Rip Doctor Who.
Good night,
1963 to 2017, exactly.
Hope the rest of your Hanukkah goes well.
Good night.
Even though we're the only ones who actually celebrate Hanukkah here.
It just, do you want here? Let me explain this to anybody who doesn't really understand Doctor Who. Imagine this. Imagine we understand the Glass Jedi, right? How they destroyed Luke Skywalker's character. Doctor Who is worse because imagine they went back in time and somehow made it that Luke was never a boy. He was actually a little black baby girl. That's what they did. That's literally what they did.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, Doctor Who has the worst case because, like, with some of these other ones, it's like with Luke, it's like, okay, you can kind of like, you can try to like point it out of your head, like get rid of it. Like, okay, the sequel trilogy didn't happen. Nothing happened. It all ended with Return of the Jedi, and then maybe whatever expanded lore you had on that. You didn't have to worry about that. With Doctor Who, it was like not only do they change the present day stuff, they go all the way back and fuck with the past because he who controls the past controls the future kind of nonsense, and it's just like, oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah, for better say, much triggers around it. Oh, we have a Spartan Flash Sensor. Just got hail, Spartan Flash Sensor. Nice to see you coming by.
Hello and happy Hanukkah.
I just look. I at this point, like, it's what's the saddest part about this is that I want to be really angry at this, and even when I sound angry, I'm not. And it's gonna sound strange, but in the idea that like I could be angrier, and I'm not, because I've gotten to the point where it's just like, okay, great, this has happened. I hate it. I'm pissed off at the people who run the show. But like, is it going to make me angry enough to like do anything?
I guess not.
It's the numbing thing, It's just like
I'm apathetic. That's what the worst part is you ever want to do to your fandom is like, for example, actually, one thing I want to say quickly, honey, you're gonna hate that we're streaming now.
Why? What happened?
Or Emirata's playing Darksiders tonight.
Fuck!
Wait, which one?
I don't know which one. She just posted that it's on a poll. I don't know if it's gonna be till later. So.
Ah, shit! I might lose.
You've got better now.
Would it be okay if I left the stream early to watch her and give her pointers?
Or you can relax.
But it's my favorite series, and I'm the one who asked her to play it.
All I have to here's what I have to say. All I have to say is this. Back kitty. Back kitty.
Sadness. Fine, I'll go on to her next one. Yeah, right now it's a night of mourning.
If you so fine. No, we're not going to rush off because we meant to make a video today as well, and it just kind of. You're already demonetized, right? I mean,
we're not even a monetized channel.
Well, actually, speaking of that, you'll see there is a pinned message if you guys did want to send anything, but you do not have to. But we're not monetized yet.
They don't have to. You guys are more
because I'm nice and that's what I do. Stop.
You guys are more...
Just stop it. As Subhuman says. Honey?
Yeah, I see it.
Read what it says.
I see it. Relax, Raven, relax.
Hey, we have a guest. We have a guest.
How's it going?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Heyo. How you guys doing?
We're pouring one out for Doctor Who because it's the wake of Doctor Who.
Pouring one out.
I should have opened up some wine.
Yeah, I stopped watching so long ago. It like I felt it honestly. I felt kind of shaky during Capaldi, but Capaldi was so good that I ignored that, But
yeah, I really liked Capaldi in the sense where I felt like he gave nuance to the character in a way that they hadn't. He was, as I said, he was the last Doctor. You can literally feel his emotions, and it really. It annoys me what they did to him. It annoys me, So Spartan Flash Sentry says, Gothic, they're easy fixes. All trick of the master. Capaldi's Doctor never really got out of that time prison. Let's be honest, though. Even if that was the case, would it make everybody come back? I'm not coming back. I'm sorry. I'm done.
No, that's
Maybe I'll watch some old stuff after a while, but I don't know.
I think what's the problem is with all different fandoms that are going through all this crap, Marvel and whatnot, is like, even if say, we get to that good point where things start getting fixed up and they start getting back to a lot more of a better thing, which is good, No denying that. It doesn't change the one hard cold fact that it happened.
Yeah.
We cannot erase it as much as we'd love to. The Last Jedi thing happened. As much as we want to get rid of it and be gone with it, it existed. It happened. With Doctor Who, all this happened. As much as we want to get rid of it and do whatever we gotta do to do it, if we gotta sacrifice a cow to make it happen, I don't know. It doesn't change the fact that they did it. It happened. And, do I want to go back to that and risk that again?
Well, at least with Ghostbusters Afterlife, they managed to fix it.
Look what you did, honey.
What? She was probably going to anyway.
Electric Samurai says, Happy Hanukkah. I know it doesn't, notifications don't come up on YouTube, but thank you. You did not have to do that.
But it's appreciated. Hanukkah money. We were going to get some from our grandparents anyway.
It's a Crisis on Infinite Phantoms. Look, at this point, as I said, and I'm gonna make this very clear. The reason they're doing this now, the only reason, it's not that they even hate us. The reason they're doing it is because they hate what we want. They know what would get us money. They know what would get them money. They know what would get us interested in their shows. They know exactly what we want to see. But they believe that they are our moral superiors, so that they know what's best for us. So it doesn't really matter what we want. It's because they believe it's what we should want. Mm. So they're going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, not because they think that it will actually do anything, but because they feel like that's what they want. They think that if they keep pushing it and keep pushing it and keep pushing it, that eventually people will cave in, and that's what we should be wanting. And we push back, so that's why they attack us and say the fans are bad and all this stuff, because that's literally their narrative now. That's the only thing they have.
It's a power trip. I don't know if anyone saw the Dave Cullen video that he did where he talked about why they're doing this. It's a power move. It's to say, hey, this thing you like, I'm in control. I can do whatever I want with it. And you have to sit there and watch as I gut this thing like a pig and defile its corpse. You gotta sit there and watch as I skull fuck this thing into oblivion.
When did that happen?
Dave Cullen did like this video about a couple of months ago where he talked about why do these guys change the things they do in different fandoms despite not getting money for it.
Is he a comedian? Because I don't know if I've heard of this person.
He's kind of a YouTuber in the same vein as like Critical Drinker or whatnot. I don't know if his channels are still up. He kind of YouTube did not like him because he spoke out on certain topics.
I can see why, but I agree with him about the getting a pig part.
Yeah,
I'm just tired of watching all of our fandoms die and realizing that nothing is safe. And I know that people will say, "Oh, but there are anime and an alternative things," but
they've already started destroying anime.
They literally can't stop. And I'm hoping that eventually it gets through to them at like, stop. They know that this is terrible. They know that no one wants this, but they're doing it anyways because they feel like if they keep pushing it, they'll make us want it, and it's terrible. And I'm so tired of watching things I love, role models, be destroyed. I actually wanted to bring this up, and we were going to bring it up in our video today, which we didn't end up making. But we were going to bring up, there was an article actually put out recently that the BBC took some words out of context, basically about someone who said basically one of the biggest problems that we're facing nowadays in fandom or whatever is that straight white males are turning to crime because they don't have any role models. All the role models are being taken. For example, Doctor Who, all this stuff are being changed to females. So they are only seeing themselves as white males on screen as the bad guys. So they are being taught from an early age that they should be bad guys. But of course, the BBC took that and spun it and basically made it about instead that Doctor Who is causing boys to have crime. No.
Yeah, it's disappointing. because it's like obviously there should be some healthy role models for these people, and it's like, what are you teaching them? Although obviously to think that because Jodie Whittaker's the Doctor, or Batwoman is around, that someone's gonna just get a gun and just go nuts on a 7-Eleven, like that's just stupid.
It happens in California.
I agree. I just think I do understand what the person was saying, though, in a sense where he's right. Every day now, it's white males, bad. It would not surprise me if we're getting an uptick in crime because of that. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily the case, but I'm saying that, like, you get what I mean. They
wouldn't come out of nowhere.
They make white males the devil.
Nature versus nurture.
But then they get mad. Toxic masculinity. I don't like that because it's toxic. Well, guess what? There is such a thing as toxic femininity too.
The thing of it is, the way I view it is, it's like you are just beaten over the head with this over and over and over again, like white male bad, white male bad, white male bad, and eventually you get this like battered spouse syndrome thing where eventually they'll start believing in it, and that's what their goal is, to beat you so hard to the point that you will believe the thing, and they'll act surprised when you fight back one day, kind of like a dog thing. The dog is only going to take so much crap before he just goes, okay, I'm going to bite you now.
Yeah, that's why pit bulls get a bad rep.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
I got to read this one. It says, maybe if he kills a person of color, woman say, you are black and you are male to a black guy. That's from Cowboy Bebop, but apparently also called a milk chocolate. Are you serious?
Oh, I mean, I have a scene in one of my books where I describe a black woman having mocha colored skin. That's just my writing style from other things that I've read. Otherwise, I never really mention her skin color at all. But it's established that she's black.
Excuse me, I had vial in my throat from recalling those clips.
You okay, Mr. Buck?
I just had I had flashbacks of it, and then I don't know if you've seen that clip of the Netflix Faye who's going, "Welcome to the ouch, motherfucker!" It's just like, it was terrible.
God.
It was
I'm
terrible.
watching the anime right now. I'm in the middle of it, and it's so much better already.
I can imagine. I'm glad I'm not even bothering with it. I've just only seen clips. Like as soon as everyone was flipping their crap over Netflix Bebop, I was like, I don't care. I got this other superhero anime that came out that I watched. I'm gonna have a better time with that, and I did. Yeah. Good old.
Nothing is sacred. Nothing is sacred.
Sadly,
and it's like I said in that interview I had with Stone Loki about a month ago. I've only ever seen one instance when woke actually worked. And that was in the game Darksiders 3, when they had the 7 deadly sins as the main antagonists, and the character of Lust was non-binary. It actually worked for the character. And I've never seen it work since.
Wait, she was? I didn't notice.
Lust, yeah. Voiced by a man, dressed kind of like a man, and was referred to as they, them in some sentences.
Wait, she was voiced by a man? I could not tell for the life of me.
I know, right?
I thought she just sounded like one of those
gravelly?
Gravelly old lady actress. That's what I thought it was.
Nope, it was a man voicing Lust.
Huh. Then again, I guess I couldn't notice because the combat system was like a little
until someone mentioned it. And it was like, but at that point I didn't even care because I had no idea what non-binary was at the time, and I just thought it was weird that they were saying they do this or they feel that way instead of he or she. I thought it was weird, but I didn't necessarily question it because it worked for the character and it was done naturally. I've never seen that since, and it ticks me off. Sorry.
Frankenstein says, I saw a clip from the Cowboys Bebop with a laugh track added, and it somehow made it even cringier. That's hard to believe if it was already that much cringe. I'm tired of them deconstructing our fandoms. Why can't they? Here's the thing. let me pitch something right now, okay? Let me pitch something. Let's see how you guys feel about this. Imagine they had decided that they wanted to make a spin-off show of Doctor Who of what would happen if the Doctor was a female. And they made a whole separate show, and they left the original alone. Maybe they had crossovers or whatever, but they left the original alone. Maybe they had some of the same villains and whatever, but they had different things, right? And they literally had 2 different shows. How would you guys feel about that?
That would have been better. At least then people wouldn't have said that the whole show is dead, just the spin-off.
Or no, they could have what they want. But here's the thing. They can't even let us have what we want anymore either. They always say, well, you already have all this other stuff. You can just go watch that. We have ours. And then you go, and then when something comes out that's pandering to you, they go, oh my God, you're trying to run over 2016 Ghostbusters. Oh my God, you are just misogynist evil people. And it's
Okay,
like,
let's
you
be
have
honest.
yours.
Ghostbusters 2016 didn't run over itself. It ran into traffic on its own.
Don't you mean into a thing of traffic that then exploded and then imploded upon itself, therefore wiping it from existence?
But they it's like the same logic. They don't use their own logic. Oh my God, I'm so angry because you don't like Ghostbusters 2016. And it's like it didn't go
Emotion,
anywhere.
not logic. That's what they run on.
It didn't go anywhere. You go watch what you want. You already have yours. This isn't made for you.
Oh, you have to like it too. Only ours is the right one.
And
Fuck
then you
off.
get mad, and then you get mad at them, and they get mad at you. And they're like, "Oh," you point out, "Hey, when you do this, you're saying the same thing, whatever." And their response is,
Not gonna block you.
Or call you names, or try to bully you into agreeing, or basically my husband just attacks them with logic.
"I love doing that. They self-destruct. It's fun."
Yeah, it's very fun. If we move to another planet, he's going to name it Logic. That way they'll stay away.
Well, because they never use it, so they'll never come.
What are your thoughts on all this, Ty?
I mean, like, I essentially, as I was getting frustrated with things that sucked, oh my God, I might not win this game like I thought I was gonna. I just stopped watching that stuff. So like Doctor Who, I just don't like waste any of my life on things like that. But because it's just gonna make me angrier and angrier. And I do think that they can fix Doctor Who with the new season if Capaldi comes back, because they need Capaldi to make it work, or else it all falls apart. Son of a bitch!
It won't happen.
I barely lost.
It would be great
Sorry,
if they could make the new Doctor Ginger, or if they had when they're saying the Doctor is a man, instead of saying I got an upgrade, she could have said I know, still no Ginger. That would have been funny.
Well,
That would have been a better
They're
line.
never going to do
like,
gingers again.
What if the last few seasons with Jodie, Capaldi has been in like a Dalek like brainwashing thing that they're trying to break his will to fight and to like because he was the destroyer. He's their worst enemy, and so they're just trying to break him down to nothing. And so they're showing him this warped, messed up reality where he isn't even himself.
The Valley are.
Here's the
and then
thing.
the world falls apart around him, and yeah, that's
wish.
and then he's the ultimate failure. And then he comes back and he rages out on him.
Yeah, but like
And,
the
that's how you
Doctor's
get off
always
the new.
basically to the chat. The Doctor has always joked that he wanted to be a ginger, so it would have been funny if Jodie had said, "I know, I'm still not ginger." Couldn't even do that right.
Look, the thing also that here's the thing. I had hope that that Russell T Davies coming back would save the show. I don't care. I don't think he's going to. They say he has creative control, whatever. Let's be 100% honest. If they're doubling down on this already, they're never going to let that happen.
Yeah,
I think the administration had already let this. This was what's going on, but then the creatives are pissed off that after this it's going to change, and so they're just being malicious dickheads.
Scorched earth policy.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, fine, if they don't like our vision, then fuck them, and we're just gonna do whatever we want. We're gonna destroy the whole universe. There, you can do whatever you want with the destroyed universe.
Okay, Frankenstein, I don't
Childish.
think the hex I put on your brother was strong enough. Want me to do it again?
Behave.
What?
Make it. I can
Her
do it
brother
only-
is saying
wait.
she's an internalized misogynist.
Oh, do I have to get the bingo card out? Do I have to get the bingo card out? Is that what
Yes.
we're gonna do here?
Bingo!
Is that what we're gonna do here?
Bingo.
Okay, fine. I gotta get the bingo,
Bingo
card.
card! Bingo card!
Whose brother said that?
Frankenstein's brother said that.
That's Electric
Uh.
Samurai.
Oh, there it is, Frankenstein. I didn't like go. Even though I am a woman.
Hey, look,
Your
wait.
brother's an idiot.
Honey,
I'm
the...
sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Look. Where is it? We have right. You're just an internalized misogynist right here. Bingo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can also tell him that he's diminishing your opinion as a woman and mansplaining to you what you're allowed to like. That's another thing, because then
Ooh.
then he's a man telling you no. If you do or don't like a thing, it makes you whatever. Like he's trying to control your opinion. That's misogyny. So maybe he should listen to a woman, take a second, and then watch his brain explode, like in Austin Powers.
Not a bad
Oh, wait.
idea.
Did Matt Smith actually say that?
Huh?
Did Matt Smith apparently talked about the bad ratings and said it was downgraded?
I did not hear of this. I liked Matt
did he
Smith's
actually
run.
say
I
that?
really loved his run.
I don't.
There was actually an assignment I had in school once in which I had to write a little essay about where I see myself in 50 years. And I made it
I
a
don't-
Doctor Who fan fiction about me giving my 70-year-old self a message from the past with Matt Smith's Doctor.
I do
At
remember
the
when
end,
Matt Smith
I asked
said
him to take me to a planet with dragons.
Matt Smith said that on a live stream with Jody, where they were talking and they had switched the Christmas special to a holiday special, and she says, "I wonder why they switched it to a holiday special instead of Christmas special or New Year's special or whatever the hell it was," and he says, "Apparently it's been downgraded."
Hi.
But yeah, I remember that quote. That shit was funny.
Okay, I've heard a rumor, and I've heard recently that this rumor coming back, which bothers me. But basically, I've heard a rumor for a while that they're planning on bringing David Tennant back and having Jodie lecture him on his toxic masculinity. Have anybody else heard this?
Old rumor
I've-
that never seemed to come true.
Well,
I've
there's some
heard
specials coming up.
rumors that they would bring back prior Doctor actors. That's what I had heard, but it wouldn't surprise me if they would try that. Just get like one last punch in before the new guy takes over and is writing the new season.
Frankenstein, your brother is a sister.
No,
And the
that
B in
instance
Cardi
and
B
so-
stands for bitch.
Because I don't like Cardi B. Yeah, says because I don't like Cardi B. Cardi B
Damn,
kind
do
of
what you
sucks,
want, girl?
but she's not. I like that she's like based as hell, where she's like, like, so if this political party tells me to stand in front of a bus, I'm just supposed to do it? Nah. She's a complex person.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question for everybody. So I've also heard that apparently, and I've seen some signs of this. Do you think that we are finally seeing a change of tides in sense? I know there's in a lot of areas this can apply to, but I'm saying in particularly to the media and stuff that we consume. I keep thinking that maybe we're seeing a shift with some people listening to the fans or whatever, and then suddenly something comes up where it seems like it's the opposite. What does everybody else think?
I honestly don't know at this point.
Well, okay. From what I've been looking at is since one of my big things I look at is Marvel right now. In terms of like with Disney and all that, with the last 3 movies they did, which were Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Black Widow, all 3 of them have pretty rough. Granted, Black Widow and Shang-Chi, they kind of got their money in, but they barely scraped by. Eternals just flopped like a dead body, and the ratings on that with Rotten Tomatoes, that kind of shook it up a bit. And I'm not even going to get into the shows because the shows are just ridiculous at this point. But I've from what I've gathered, the new guy who's operating it, Bob, I think his name's Chapek, I believe. He's a bit of he's struck me as a money guy. So I feel like he's going to clearly take this chance to make some changes. And honestly, while I'm not he's not an ideal guy to believe in, I'd rather take someone who is going to be like, okay, what do I got to do to make money, over a person that's like, okay, what flavor of the month political thing I'm going to toss in. So maybe there's a slight change in that. I know that the pendulum's starting to swing in our direction a little bit, and we're starting to see the ripples a little bit here or there. We have Eternals, we have like people kind of paying more attention, like not believing everything they see on the news. That whole new variant thing people are kind of calling foul on, so maybe we're working on it. It's a very slow progression. That's what I got.
Hey guys, sorry to cut in, but I got to get going right now. So thanks for
Okay.
having me on.
Thanks for coming by.
Even if it was short. Appreciate it.
Next time
Sure,
we should
it's
arrange
too.
something, ahead of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, if we make plans, I'll have I'll be available. But yeah, it's been nice hanging out.
Our
Much
schedules are
love.
very busy. That's all. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear
we'll
you.
work
I'm
something
the
out. Thank
same
you for
right now.
coming
It's all
by.
over the place.
okay.
But
All right.
before you go, plug your stuff.
Oh, hey, I'm Kai. I have a YouTube channel here that I do things on once in a while, but right now mostly I do stuff like on my website. I have an indie section promoting other indie creators' eShops and whatnot. So if you guys have anything, go ahead and send me a DM with links to that, and I'll add to the listings. And I have a book available on Amazon called Space Crime Domino. I'm not a mod, but I'll link it here in the private chat. And so go check it out. It's
I was
a space
actually just looking
adventure,
for that.
great for sci-fi fans and readers and etc. So yeah, thank you very much. Hope you all enjoy. Have fun.
Okay.
See ya.
Thanks for coming.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Hanukkah. See you later.
See ya.
See you.
And then there were
Alright.
3.
Hold on.
You gonna put his link in the chat?
Just did.
Awesome.
Go check it out. It's a good book. But like, I heard what you're saying, Mr. Bug, and I agree to some degree that, like, we see some things that are changing, but at the same time, every time I think I see something, like, for example, Ghostbusters Afterlife was like, wow.
It
Like-
was what Star Wars could have been.
Now, look, I know some people don't necessarily love Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's fair. But no one can say it wasn't coming from the right place, that it wasn't made with love.
And no one can say that end scene did not make them happy.
Yeah, we're not going to go into spoilers here because we don't know necessarily if anybody else here has heard of it, has watched it. But the idea here is that it was something that, actually came from a place of love. It was something that was good. It was something that was nice. And then, of course, suddenly we get Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2. And then we suddenly get Doctor Who, whatever. It's just like, whenever we get one step forward, I feel like we take 2 steps back.
Yeah, it does seem to be like that is the case. We have to deal with, it's a Hydra scenario. Cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place. But no one's like, let's be honest. Like, obviously, it's not going to be like one day suddenly everything just snaps back in and everybody just comes to their senses and we're just done with this. No, it's going to be a gradual thing to go. This will take time. This will take years. We are fighting against a very annoying pest that we have to deal with, but I think we've just reached at least right now, we've reached the point where we are tired of having to move out of the house because of a little rodent that decided to move into our kitchen. I am tired of it. I'm getting out the shovel.
Too.
I will beat that thing to death because it's like,
With
you know
your
what?
shovel?
Yes.
The flat end or the sharp end? Behead it with the
Yes.
shovel.
I moved into your wallet too.
Yeah, like, yeah. Good luck, Mickey. I sailed the seas with Johnny Depp. You know, you can't get me.
Don't you know if you touch my person, that's immediately a lawsuit?
Justice for Johnny.
Yeah. Like, and it's just, you know, and I've even seen people, they bring up, it's like, why do you watch it? Why do you bother covering it? You're just giving them free publicity. It's like, well, sure, I might be, but it's also like, what do you want me to do? You want me to not say anything? Like, I'm sorry if I'm passionate about the comic book medium, that when I talk about the movies and the shows and whatnot and how they're being treated in adaptations, you know, like, and I point out the flaws and the stupidity, you know, like, sure, I'm giving them attention, yada yada, but it's like, if I don't do anything, then that's just, all that tells them is just like, okay, no one cares if we do this. Let's keep going. You know, you have to push back, and it sucks, especially with all the stuff I gotta watch through. I mean, I'm lucky that I got at least a month break from Batwoman stuff, because that last episode.
So we've heard. We saw Az's review as well.
Yeah, that was.
He loses his mind every time. I imagine you do as well.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, and I know he watched it because, like, it's
well,
it's like
my husband is a therapist. If you ever need to talk.
No.
Yeah, like, you know,
I charge extra for shovels.
Yeah, and it's like, you know,
They tend to pile on.
yeah, it does, and it's like with all these shows and movies and whatnot, it is getting a little tricky to, like, go through them all and whatnot. But for me, I don't want to be a cynical guy. I don't want to be black-pilled. I don't want to get apathetic. I know I call myself a hopeless optimist, where I try to look for the good in anything. And even if something is just terrible, I want to try to at least see if I could get something out of it. Even with Batwoman, I don't get anything out of it, you know, but I try. Because I don't want to be just black-pilled, you know, because I feel like that's the goal that these guys want to do. They want to black-pill you to the point where you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing it anymore. It's just like, I don't want to get to that point. You know, I want to have that glimmer of hope, you know. You know, I want to have that hope that, like, that just, like, someone just who toughs out the situation until, you know, the light comes in, the storm settles, you know, and you see somebody coming in to help you out. You know, that kind of thing. It's like, you made it. You got through the worst of it. It's over now, and everyone who follows after you, they won't need to deal with it anymore. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Batwoman, it's like me, Az, Mauler, J. Longman, all those guys, that we go through this crap just so you guys don't have to, and the future generations don't have to deal with crap like this, because
your sacrifice is appreciated. I'll get you a golden
you.
shovel in compensation.
Yeah.
Who's footing the bill for that? Because I ain't doing it.
I plead the fifth.
Look, just get a shovel, just grab some gold paint, just slather it on, call it a day.
Yeah. Either way.
You know. And obviously, like, I don't know. I've sometimes seen some people, they criticize people like, you know, Nerdrotic and Az or whatever when they're talking about certain shows. I remember they were critiquing Hawkeye a bit, and I saw some people give crap about him, saying that they didn't clearly watch the show or whatnot. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't believe you guys there. I feel like they did watch the show, because they describe what happens in the episodes perfectly well. While I don't necessarily agree with their opinions, obviously, because maybe I enjoyed the show better than they did, but I'm not going to just say, oh, they clearly didn't watch the show. It's just like, it just didn't work for them. That's fine. You know? Just all these weird critiques and shit you hear whenever you have to deal with these shows. Just
Yeah.
I'm trying
boggles
to
the
find.
mind.
There was apparently a parody of Doctor Who that was a really good one that someone had made about Jodie, and if we could find that, that would be the funnest thing to end the stream off on. Just awake.
What are you speaking of? I don't think I've heard of it.
Nerdrotic was talking about it.
Oh.
I have no idea what it was. He was mentioning it. It was by, I think, Jay Ascent or something. Someone else, a similar, not the one that we know. There's another one who's made something on it. I forget. I don't think they're. I don't know. I think Noel knows who they are, but I don't think they're on good terms. So I'm not going to bug him about it. But it would be hilarious to watch that if we could find it. Apparently, it's pretty funny.
Okay,
But
let's go.
Anything would be better than the actual Jodie Doctor.
No, apparently it's supposed to be like funny, like it's like saying, "Oh, generic companion comes in. Oh, I am this. Oh, weren't you this companion? It doesn't matter." It's like it sounds really funny. So trying to find it, but I don't think I'm going to find it.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah, but look, at this point, as I said, it's just. There's still one episode left of Doctor Who: The Flux, and then there's Oh, I found it!
Play it!
There's still one more episode left of The Flux that we get to see what they're going to do with that. Whether they walk this back or not, it's not really that. Doesn't really matter at this point, honestly. As I said, and I'm going to mute myself for a sec. I don't know if did you guys hear that or no?
Or what?
Okay, you didn't hear it. Wasn't sure if you could hear my background, but I'm gonna get this up live so we can watch this. I hope the person doesn't get mad at me.
Dano said his comment right on screen.
Good night, Master Raven. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, Dino. Thanks for coming. If you want, you could stay. We have an 8-minute clip we're gonna show in a minute, but
Either way, good night and happy Hanukkah. Chomp chomp on all those latkes.
A long time ago, I was playing next to my own TARDIS because my dream is dead. Let's end. Look, this is Awake, but let's end it off with something good because it is running about 2 hours. It's almost going to be 2 hours soon, and it is kind of winding down. There's not much else to say yet, but let me fix this here. So we're gonna do this now. I hope the person doesn't actually get mad at me for doing this because they might, and if they do, I'll let them get mad at me if they want. I'll cut it out. But this is apparently supposed to be accurate 13th Doctor parody. It's 18. It's 8 minutes. And I think it's a great way we can watch it and we can literally, comment on it together, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let me turn that on. Boom. Okay, guys, you ready for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Hello there, it is me, the 13th Doctor.
Wait.
Hello there, it is me, the 13th Doctor. I can't do North, and I'm Yaz. Oh my god, Doctor, what's going on over there? Help! I'm being attacked by my guide dog!
Growl. We need to help that man.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
I'm going to be relevant to the story later. Thank you, Dr. Ryan, for saving me from my guide dog who was attacking me. Weren't you Yaz just a minute ago? I don't know why my guide dog was attacking me. It's mysterious. A mystery, you might say. Well, what we do with mysteries is we solve them. Yeah, what she said. Yes, I'm the doctor, and I'm in charge here. My dad's bad, and I'm allergic to bicycles. First things first. Who are you? I'm blind. Oh, I understand. I was blind for 3 episodes in series 10. Back then I was Scottish. Oh, I haggis. Oh my Gideon, I'm detecting some alien stuff on my sonic screwdriver. I'm gonna go out of frame to investigate. Being blind seems like it would be hard. It is. It means I can't see. That's rough. My parents, one of them is dead, I think. Do you have any dead parents? Yes, I do. I do have dead parents. Sometimes I find that being a blind man with dead parents is very hard because I think about all the people who can see and have alive parents, and I think I wish I had that. Alright gang, I'm back. I've done some scanning and I detected some unusual activity around your guide dog. I've also detected some very similar activity at other places around the world, so I think that's worth investigating. Alright then, what are we waiting for? Let's go. This living room is in Hawaii. Wow, what an international adventure we are having. Yes, we are in Hawaii now. I have accepted that fully. I didn't even realize you were going to come with us. Look, Doctor, in the kitchen. Woof, 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 growl. Woof, 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 woof. Oh no, it looks like this man has also been attacked by his guide dog. Quick, let's save him. We're too late. He's dead. I knew this man, and I want to say that I'm sure his 12 grandchildren and all his fellow volunteers at the homeless shelter will miss him dearly. That's sad. I'm doing another scan with my sonic screwdriver, and it looks like some kind of alien entity is causing blind people's guide dogs to attack them. Oh no, Doctor, that sounds really bad. What are we gonna do? You could redraft. Well, after scanning the second guide dog, I've located the source of the signal to a spaceship in orbit. All right then, looks like that's where we're headed next. Ryan Sinclair, that's exactly right. You know, I've always thought that you were the kind of guy who would say, right then, that's where we're headed next. And I respect that about you. Thank you, Doctor. That's very meaningful to me. Right, back in the TARDIS, you two. All right, gang, I've set the coordinates for space, but it's going to take us a little while to get there, so I'm just going to go out of frame for a while. How are you feeling? Blind. All right, gang, that's it. We're here. I'm here too. Are we really on a spaceship? Yes. Oh, hey, look, a gun. All right, fam, let's explore the ship. Also, Ryan, put the gun back. Okay. All right, what will I find? Oh, 2 ways to go. That makes me nervous. All right, what shall I do? All right, you guys go that way, and I'll go this way. Okay, Doctor. It's the villain. Yes, I'm the villain. Who are you? I was established earlier. I'm the Doctor, and this killing blind people stuff, it stops right now. No, instead I'm going to kill you. Uh-oh, not poggers. Pew, 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 pew. You missed. You're nitpicking. Oh, looks like we found a room where the villain stores lots of guide dogs. How are you feeling? I feel bad about my guide dog. She and we had a special connection, and when she attacked me, it made me feel that that was a mean thing of her to do. Hey, don't say that. It wasn't really her doing it. She was being controlled by the alien signals. Yeah, I know, but it still hurts. I miss her. I miss my dead parent. That reminds me of how I miss my dead parents. That's so sad. How many dead parents do you have? 6. It must have been hard to lose that many parents. It was. But I'm glad that I have you to talk to about it. And I'm glad that I have you to talk to about it. Fam, I found the villain and he's trying to kill me. What's his plan? What does he want? I don't know, I'll ask him. What's your plan? What do you want? I want to kill the blind. But why would you do that? Well, I was talking to Sutek the other day, right? You remember him? And then I realized I hate blind people. So you rig up an alien transmitter to send signals to guide dogs to make them attack their owners. That's pretty much it, yeah. Why'd you stop firing, by the way? I'm out of ammo. I think killing is bad, so I'm going to stop you from doing it. Hey, Doctor, I just want to say that I really like that you said that you think killing is bad. That's something I really respect about you. I'm mysterious. To stop me, you're going to have to find the primary transmitter I'm using to transmit the alien signals. Where's the primary transmitter? I'll never tell you that it's in the main control room. By the use of my own strengths and skills, I've deduced that it's in the main control room. Damn. Let's go. Here we are, the main control room. And yes, here's the primary transmitter. Good. Now we can stop the villain's plans once and for all. Looks like we were just in time. The villain has been preparing to send out a massive signal that will affect every guide dog in the entire universe. Hello, I'm just some guy. I'm here now, and I say the problem would go away if we used the gun that Ryan found earlier to shoot the villain, and then he can't enact his plan where he sends the signals. So what are we going to do then, Doctor? Well, it looks like the transmitter is already programmed to send a signal to every guide dog in the universe. But if I overload the transmitter, I can send a signal that's far too powerful for the systems to handle. This signal will be so powerful that every guide dog that receives it will explode instantly, completely neutralizing the danger. How are you going to overload the transmitter? By pressing that button over there on the panel. But Doctor, aren't you forgetting something? This ship is full of guide dogs. Won't that blow us up too? No, it won't blow us up. It'll blow me up. You two, get back in the TARDIS. It'll take you both home. I have to do this myself. Okay, Doctor. I'll always remember the meaningful times we shared. Yes, I agree. I know we only had a few minutes together, but I think you're brilliant as well. No, I'll never leave you. Yaz. Okay, I'll leave. Wow, you don't want to leave, but you are leaving. Now that's what I call... Doctor, it's me. I'm here, and I've got something important to tell you. I'm not actually the one trying to kill blind people. I'm actually here because I was trying to stop the signals this whole time. I didn't say anything earlier. Oh my, I'm so sorry that I didn't know that. Now that I've completely accepted that as true, who is sending the signals? The signals are just a manifestation of human intolerance. Oh, I fucking hate human intolerance. I heard your plan, and I think it's a great plan, but it looks like one of us is going to have to sacrifice ourselves and go down with this ship. I'll do it. I'll sacrifice myself. You get out of here. Are you sure, Doctor? You're just so brilliant that honestly, I would feel like I was losing more if I lost to you than if I sacrificed myself. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You do it. Okay, goodbye. That was a great adventure, Doctor. Do you want to make out? No, not really. Oh no, a Zygon.
That feels like it was an actual episode of Jody's Run.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
But it was funny.
Okay, saddest thing about that. First thoughts about that. It was actually better than most of the Doctor Who that Jodie has done.
I just, I think it's just like it's just kind of funny how oh look, how many parents did you lose? 6. Oh, okay. It's just
that is bad. I do not like that you have lost 6 parents. Let us all cry now. Wow. Okay, we're done.
sounded like someone was like choking an ox every time the TARDIS showed up.
I liked that part. That was funny.
Yeah.
Still better than actual Jodie Run.
Yeah, it's the saddest thing. Also, is that's literally like the guideline for their episodes. Oh no, I am the Doctor. Convenient person will tell me what to do. The Doctor used to actually do it themselves. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to laugh more. Honestly, I didn't laugh more is because it's actually. I think the reason I didn't laugh more is because it's actually true.
Yeah.
If it was completely out of left field, that's one thing. But it's yeah, I could see them doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. I can totally see that happening.
Oh no, the guide dog's attacking. Woof, growl.
I'm gonna go off screen for a bit.
Kelly got the guy at the ship instead of just shooting him. Definitely fits Whittaker. Yes, exactly, because she literally sends the old guy to blow himself up at the end so he could blow up all the cyber Time Lords, which, by the way, are cyber Time Lords. So if they were blown up, wouldn't that just mean they regenerate? What? No, logic?
Shocking!
Nah, we can't use that.
Also, lack of logic.
One was hey to kill the moon when the moon was an egg with a baby. Yeah, I didn't like that one either.
Yeah, that was a weird episode.
But I loved what was that one that was like his fear of the dark, or what was it called? I forget the one. He was like a little boy
It
doctor.
was no. It was listen.
Listen, I loved that one.
The one with
Wait.
the species that you can never look at because they will hide. But it was all the whole thing about the thing that reaches out from under the bed and grabs your ankle.
grabs your. It was
Grabs
good.
your ankle because like everyone in the world and in the universe has had a dream like that. He was trying to figure out the source.
My literally favorite part of Capaldi's run was the Robots of Sherwood, where he goes, I am the doctor, and this is my spoon.
And he starts fighting Robin Hood with a spoon as a sword.
I'm Robin Hood, and this is my sword. I am the doctor, and this is my spoon.
This is my spoon. That was funny.
Okay, hold on. I need a little clarification. So, the Kill the Moon thing, I've already heard like the episode name. That was literally the moon has an egg baby inside of it.
Basically, the whole thing was the moon was an egg, and the egg was hatching. So
oh
they had
my god, that was literally the plot to Eternals.
Really?
Yeah, the whole bit of it was the Celestials, the ancient gods, because it's this life cycle. They create planets and whatnot, and the whole bit is a Celestial is born inside of a planet, and their growth period is deduced by all the intelligent life on said planet. Originally, the Celestials built the deviants, the evil CGI monsters, to like make sure that things went well, but they lost control of them. So they built the Eternals, which were just in the movie are just weirdly advanced robot people. I don't know why making a deaf one was a technological idea, but it was a thing.
And one that never ages, because that's great.
One that's a child forever.
And basically, of course they find out that their only purpose was to make sure that the population kept growing and growing, because that in turn fuels the little baby Celestial that's growing in the planet, and then eventually that Celestial is going to be born, and it cracks open the planet like a freaking egg, and thus keeps the cycle of life going. Because when they are born, they can create new solar systems, yada yada, and the Eternals are like, oh no, we can't let that happen to Earth, so they basically got to abort the baby.
Wow.
Okay.
At least with the Doctor Who episode, when the moon started cracking because the egg inside it was hatching, there was this whole debate about letting it hatch or blowing up the moon. And then after the creature is born and the moon is, destroyed because the egg hatched, it lays an egg, creating a new moon.
Whatever. Let's not worry about that. Let's watch this.
Oh, you found it! Good scene, good scene, good scene.
A little bit much, but what do you reckon, Doctor?
Oh, 6. Are there any more in there?
Sir?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it is, isn't it? Oh, you found him. You actually found Robin Hood.
That is not Robin Hood. Well, then, who, sir, is about to relieve you from that box? Nobody, sir. Not in this universe or the next.
Well, then draw your sword and prove your words.
I have no sword. I don't need a sword. Because I am the Doctor. And this is my spoon. Ow!
You're amazing.
Had some experience. Richard the Lion, Sonata the Bergerac, and our friend, he had the most enormous ego.
Takes one to know one.
Like I said, my box.
Doctor?
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube.
Ah, that's a great scene.
You beat him with a spoon.
Where did that go?
Oh, I missed that.
Okay, so we're actually going to end off with one more thing. We're going to end off with one more clip here because I want to end this off because I found this one earlier today and it hit me pretty hard, and I feel like it's a good way to end off to remember
we have
what
to
Doctor
end
Who.
off on a sad note because that was a great note to end off on.
I want to remember what Doctor Who was.
Okay.
Don't you think that's important?
Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it is.
I'm probably going to get in huge trouble for showing all these clips, but I don't really care.
Who cares?
Worst comes to worst, I'll private the live stream or I'll move it out or whatever. I don't care. So this is a 3-minute clip. I just think we that was nice, but we need to end off on a note that remembers what we've lost, but what we've also gained. Because look, they can take away the Doctor from us. They can ruin the past, but they can't take away the heart of Doctor Who, which has always been the fans. It always has been and always will be. And they've forgotten their own lessons, but those lessons will come back to haunt them. Because eventually they will realize that it wasn't worth it.
I need something from you. I need the truth. Tell me. My good man. I'm so sick of losing. Sick of losing people. One day, the memory of that will hurt so much that I won't be able to breathe, and I'll do what I always do. I'll get in my box and I'll run, in case all the pain ever catches up. In every place I go, it will be there.
The anger of a good man is not a problem. Good men have too many rules.
Good men don't need rules. Today is not the day to find out why I have so many.
Fascinating. Your people were peaceful to the point of intolerance. You seem to be something new. Would you declare war on us, Doctor?
I mean, to call this a war, this funny little thing? This is not a war. I fought in a bigger war than you will ever know. I did worse things than you could ever imagine. And when I close my eyes, I hear more screams than anyone could ever be able to count.
I'm so old now. I used to have so much mercy.
They keep coming back, don't you see? Every time I negotiate, I try to understand. Well, not today, no. Today, I honour the victims first. His, the Masters, the Daleks, all the people who died because of my mercy.
You can't.
I could do whatever the hell I like. You read the stories. You know who I am. And in all of that time, did you ever hear anything about anyone who stopped me? For a long time now, I thought I was just a survivor, but I'm not. I'm the winner. That's who I am. Time Lord victorious.
Doctor.
I could do so much more.
The word for healer and wise man.
So much more!
But if you carry on the way you are, what might that word come to mean?
But it's not that!
I'm not trying to win. I'm not doing this because I want to beat someone, because I hate someone, or because I want to blame someone. Not because it's fun. God knows it's not because it's easy. It's not even because it works, because it hardly ever does. I do what I do because it's right, because it's decent. And above all, It's kind. It's just that. Just kind.
You told me the name you chose was a promise. What was the promise?
Never cruel or cowardly. Never give up. Never give in. Then what do I do?
What you've always done. Be a doctor.
I'm actually crying.
So the reason I want to end off on this is I know there's a lot of other messages, and I appreciate all you guys for coming and everything. But this is a show that I know my wife has feelings too, and I know other people do too. But this is a show that for me meant my world for a while. It was my favorite show, my favorite franchise before it was killed off. And that's what it's been done. It's been killed off. And it's not that they've forgotten the messages. They don't want to hear them. They've never gone anywhere. But one thing I want to say is this. The clips we just showed, they aren't just the Doctor. They're us too. We try to negotiate. We don't want to win against these people who want to destroy our fandoms. We're doing what we do because we don't want someone to blame or someone to point the finger at. Yeah, it makes us feel better. But at the end of the day, what does that do for us? The reason that we commentate on stuff, we call this stuff out, is not because we're looking for someone to blame just because we want to blame them. And not because we just want to say, hey, it's your fault and you're terrible, whatever. Or because we need to win. It's because this is important to not just us, but to everyone. And it's what's right. It's what's always been right. And people will disagree. People will fight us. People will call us names. People will say, well, why don't you just not watch it? Why don't you just whatever? And you know what I say to those people? The day that I stop commentating on this stuff, the day that I stop calling this stuff out, that's a day where you should truly despair. Because that means I've gone further past apathy than I ever needed to go. So you should be thankful that I call this stuff out. Even if you don't agree. Because the day that I stop is the day, and the day that we stop is the day that fandom dies. When the fans no longer call it out. When the fans no longer point the finger and say, hey, something's wrong. Whether you agree or not. The day that that stops, where differing opinions stops, that's when fandom dies. That's when what we do dies. And that's when the shows die. The shows will never die because they become part of who we are as people. We've taken the messages and we've ran with them and become better for them. These people need to project their messages onto everything else because they cannot externalize their own nonsense. Nobody can. We've internalized the good stuff. We've internalized the meaning and the messages behind all this stuff. They can't do that. And they're bitter and angry because that's what they want. They want what we have. And as I said, the day that we stop, whether you think that we're furthering the machine or making it worse, whatever you want to think, but the day that fans no longer have differing opinions is the day that fandom dies. There will never be a unified fandom front. There will never be.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And that, sorry, I know I kind of monopolized there, but that's something I want to say is that never let anybody tell you you can't talk about this stuff. Don't like it, don't watch it. You're just a hater, whatever. And what does that make you then? To me, you're the hater. To you, I'm the hater. Can we not agree on that? But at the end of the day, the important part is that there is disagreement because if everybody agrees, there is nothing left to be individual. there's nothing. We become part of the machine. So the fact that we talk about this stuff, whether people like it or not, shows that we care, shows that fandom is still alive, and they can take our shows away. They can ruin our messages. They can deconstruct our figures. They can remove everything that makes us happy, but they'll never stop us from speaking. Never let them stop you from speaking, because everybody has the right for that.
Well said, my love.
Yeah, exactly that. And, like, as much as I have to go through all the pain of watching crappy shows and whatnot, and as much as I complain about it, I'm not stopping. I'll call it out. Every episode, I'll sit through it, pain after pain after pain, and no matter what people say, like, why are you watching it? Why are you subjecting yourself to this? It's like, so you don't have to. Okay, I will go through the pain. I will get kicked in the nuts. I will do all this. I will get called the names. Go ahead, call me every name you got, because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna call it out, and nothing will stop me. I will stand there and I will say, hey, this is wrong, and this should not exist. And at the end of the day, you will thank me for calling it out.
Yep, just keep that booze and shovel handy.
Yeah. And this is not just a message to us here in the chat. This is not just us here in the thing. This is a message to everybody who watches this later on or who's now in the chat. You too can speak out. Nobody's allowed to tell you that you're not allowed to speak out. They can scream it all they want, but guess what? The reason they scream is because they are powerless to stop you. They can't stop you. They run and they hide, they scream, they throw tantrums because they think that'll make you stop, but you have the power to speak. They can never take that away from you. So even if you don't have a channel, even if you are afraid, never feel like you cannot speak. Because that's when, as I said, that's when freedom truly dies. Mr. Bug, my wife, myself, everybody else part of the fellowship, they all speak about things in different ways, and we don't agree.
Nope.
We don't.
But we can agree to disagree.
And we can also agree at the end of the day that regardless of our opinions, we all have our own likes and interests. Mm-hmm. And we both are we all are passionate about what we discuss. Whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter. The passion is what matters. Without the passion, none of that matters.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're just about at 2 hours here. Does anybody have anything else to say? Or I think we should probably start wrapping up.
I think we've said all we can say.
Yeah. I'm burnt out of the anger at the moment.
Yeah. This may be the wake of Doctor Who, but it is not the end of Doctor Who, because Doctor Who will always live on in our hearts. So will all the other franchises, Star Wars, everything that's been deconstructed. It has been, it's part of our construction. They can deconstruct it all they want. But it is part of who we are, what we are constructed out of. And you take that messages and you run with them. And you run. And you don't ever stop. Just like the Doctor. You keep on running. You never let them tell you otherwise.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So shall we have Mr. Bug plug himself?
Yes.
Oh, hi. I do superhero content mostly just because that's just my thing. I do reviews. I actually have a review coming out eventually, probably. Who knows? But yeah, if you want to check out my channel, I do all that good stuff. And occasionally, TDS and Raven will let me out of the closet and hang out with them.
We just did.
Yeah. It's a fun time. Thank you for letting me out.
But you have a shovel. Can't you just dig yourself out?
I mean,
the shovel, honey. The shovel is for hiding bodies.
Hiding bodies and destroying terrible items. That's just the gimmick.
Mm-hmm. It's a great weapon to have. It can both knock someone out and decapitate them.
Yep. And anybody watching, you can find us here on Gothic Therapy. We make a video every week. This week was this one instead. Mm-hmm. You can find us on Twitter, You can find us on Instagram. There's links everywhere. We have a Discord. You can come join there.
My husband has a Twitch. I have a Wattpad.
Yeah, it's too late for me to go live there, or I would think of going live there, but I think I'm just gonna relax the rest. But yeah. Hey, we have Snowdoves just came in. Hey, just in time. We actually just
You're late.
You're late. We're just finishing off.
The timing.
Well, you can blame Puff if you want. Don't worry. So just throw Puff under the bus. I think monsters can't understand Doctor Who. They certainly can't write it. Agreed. Finding people who like it and don't understand why it's bad now gives a nice way to find people who only fake virtue and emotions. Exactly. But yeah, we're gonna end off for now. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for everybody for showing. Thanks for our guests. Thank you, Mr. Bug, for coming. Thank you, Kai, for being here for a bit.
That was a pleasure.
Yeah, we should plan it out. Puff told me it just started. Well, that's what you get for taking advice from Puff. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
All right, we really should log off now.
Yeah, we should log off now because we have work tomorrow. Look, this may have not been the best start to the week, but let's regroup and let's come out of this end of this week with a better perspective. That's what they are afraid of. They're afraid of us taking and reshaping their narratives and not letting them get us down, because that's one of the most important things here is that we take what, even with every time we get back, if we get down, we get back up. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
So thanks everybody for coming. R.I.P. Doctor Who. Defund the BBC. Never eat pears.
And this is our spoon or shovel.
Yeah, and we're gonna end the outro right now, and we'll see you guys on Twitter or wherever.
Gothic therapy. Yep, Gothic therapy out.
Catch us on the web.